I would like to congratulate most political commentators out there for their sore lack of critical thinking, blatant bipartisanship, and agenda driven drivel. So, I get that a lot of people dislike Trump, but I mean, grow up. Yeah. I mean, tell me you hate the guy without telling me you hate the guy. It's upsetting how people just. I was talking to someone the other day, right? And he's trying to convince me that the Jays are Neanderthals, one of them idiotic theories. And he starts showing me graphs that are supposedly based on some genealogical DNA research and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting and all. And then I start citing and linking actual studies. Mind you, he provided no sources. And then he rejects all of that because, well, the Jays control all the DNA studies anyway. Well, if that's the case, then why the fuck did you bring it up in the first place? People are so bigoted. They're so convinced of being so right about whatever it may be. And yet, the inability to provide arguments that have convinced them of their beliefs, it's universal. It's frustrating. Come on, guys, let's keep an open mind, be critical thinkers, and don't get taken by your emotions. I'm just saying. Like, you can hate Trump and still try to speak the truth about what's happening when it comes to him, around him, the things that he's doing. You can still give him credit if it looks like some of the things he's doing are good or beneficial to you or whatever, right? You can still hate the guy. What's the big deal? I don't understand. Anyway, so now I'm hearing that even though like every single just about news source out there, media, right, whether it be right or left, is reporting that Mexico is sending troops to the border, 10,000 troops, showing you photos of them boarding planes and maybe buses. All of that is just lies, I suppose, right? Like all of them are lying. Okay, so they're all fake news. But it's those same media that's telling you that Biden already said 10,000 troops and Trump doesn't deserve any credit. Biden already did it in 2021. So Trump is a weakling. He caved. Shinebound Mexican president tricked him. He's a dummy. Da 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 da. Right? And then 5 minutes later, Trump's not in control, and it's all these people in the shadows pulling all the strings and blah 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 blah. Guys, can we start making sense? I guess the people that run the world, the Jays, or whoever you think it is, right? They're just so dumb. The joke's on you if you think this. Let me take a sip of my coffee. So, I'm supposed to believe, right? This is critical thinking, people. I'm supposed to believe that Mexico and Mexican president, the establishment there is so corrupt, and yeah, they are, no doubt about it, that they're willing to just lie to Trump, right? They already got these 10,000 troops on the border, and they just lied to Trump, and Trump has like the same apparatus that knows what Putin had for breakfast this morning, right? They have no idea whether the 10,000 troops on their own border were there, they weren't there. And this is just one big charade. They're just playing a game. It's all theater. Okay, why? Right? And the US president is that easy to fool because what you're saying, implying, is that the Mexicans are corrupt and they lie about everything. Just not the troops they sent to the border, the 10,000 troops they supposedly sent to the border 4 years ago, right? And kept them there. Do you know how much money it would take to keep 10,000 Mexican troops Let's just say it's $50 per troop per day. It's probably more than that, really. But let's just lowball it and say it's $50. That's close to $1 billion over 4 years. That's almost $1 billion. You think Mexico just got it like that, right? Corrupt as fuck, and they just kept all those troops there throughout Biden's um, reign, right? They're lying to Trump right now because they're corrupt and they're tricking him, but they spent $1 billion just to keep Biden happy. Okay, okay, okay.
Fox News is the illegal surge of deadly drugs and of human beings that we have seen trafficked over the southern border and the northern border, hence the tariffs on Canada.
Yeah, but Canada, we only got like 5, 10, whatever it was, 40 kilos of fentanyl, and so it's not really a problem. Why is he putting tariffs on Canada? Well, did he, or is he just threatening so far? Right? So it's not a big deal, blah, blah, blah. All this fucking nonsense. Okay, so let's say you close the southern border, you put 10,000 Mexican troops and another 10,000 American troops, you beef up security, state police, um, all that good stuff, right? You tighten controls on that border. Do you think perhaps China, cartels, whoever it is that's bringing this shit into the United States, do you think they may perhaps try to find a different route? Like maybe through that huge Canadian border. I don't know if any of you have driven to Canada from the States. I mean, okay, I haven't done it in decades, fair enough, but so I don't know what it's like now. But when I was in college, it was fucking easier than driving to California. The checkpoints, the border crossing was less strict than going to fucking California. And we know California brings all kinds of weed into the States, or it comes from Cali. I mean, leaving Cali, whatever. Right. And there's obviously all kinds of drugs going into California, too. Okay. They caught. Yeah, I mean, you're telling me that there's no need to worry about the Canadian border, right? Because not a lot of stuff comes in through there. Meaning it can't be that strict. Meaning there's probably a ton of it coming through there. You're just not catching these people because it's easier. It's super easy to go through. Maybe. And again, if you choke off one entry point, the easy way in is going to be taken advantage of even that much more. I mean, come on, man. Like, it's like, stop getting fucking brainwashed. Like, people need to start thinking for themselves, man. Like, there's a lot more coming in through Canada than you think. And it's not just fentanyl. What about all the weed Canada sends into the United States? And I know weed is almost legal, technically legal, depending on where you are in the States. I get that. But so are fucking cigarettes. Cigarettes are even more legal, and you can't smuggle that shit either, all right? So how much money are U.S. marijuana producers, all right? If it's a legal business, how much money are they losing to Canada? Huh? You think they're just going to talk about that? Oh my God. They're taxing this shit in the United States, aren't they? It's probably the most lucrative legal or illegal, quasi-legal drug business in the history of the United States. Marijuana.
And so the president is making it very clear to both Canada and Mexico that the United States is no longer going to be a dumping ground for illegal deadly drugs and illegal human beings. And you saw President...
I knew a girl that came into Canada to United States in a semi truck. Had like a hidden compartment um, under the undercarriage. Pretty horrifying experience, but you know, do we even know how much shit's coming in from Canada? No, because border security it's lax, too lax. Watch if they implement these measures. Watch how much shit they're gonna start finding. All the busts that are gonna start happening.
President Sheinbaum already conceding and putting 10,000 troops, permanent troops, I would add, not temporary, Mexican soldiers on the southern border to deter...
Permanent troops, not temporary. But Biden already did it. Yeah, and Mexico spent $1 billion keeping them there because they're corrupt and they lie all the time. Okay. I'm still waiting for all the great geopolitical commentators to stop clowning Trump for ethnically cleansing Gaza and start talking about the Suez Canal and China and all this other stuff. Still waiting.